And the race has begun.
Alright, here we go.
So, despite the fact that EpicYoshiMaster started first, that doesn't really matter. We are not going off of in-game time. We are just doing... wrong way. We're doing in-game time and not RTA time.
Yeah, mainly because of all the cutscenes. Whenever a cutscene goes by, the timer at the stop just freezes.
Well, less cutscenes and more load times we're worried about.
Yeah, with different computer specs and stuff.
I think Frick actually has a faster load time. Is EpicYoshiMaster stream stuttering on your end?
Not currently.
Then let me reload. So you saw both runners pick up some yarn earlier, so we can stitch the sprint hat, which is the most important hat of the run. We are going to be using that the entirety of the game, with very few exceptions.
Yeah, they also made it during the cutscene as well. That just saves a little bit of time.
Also makes it so we can actually do something while the cutscene that we can't skip is happening.
Looks like Epic Yosh is now stuttering for me.
Okay, it wasn't just me then.
Yeah.
So during the first level, you saw the runners collect 5 pawns. That is our currency that lets us unlock levels. And we go for level 3 of Chapter 1 first, so we can make the Brewer's Hat, which helps with both Barrel Battle and the upcoming Down with the Mafia fights.
The reason we get 5 is so we can do She Came from Outer Space first, before Barrel Battle. And that's just a newer route we've been going with. It's faster because you get the Brewer Hat during that level.
We need pawns for much later in the game with a few different levels. One actually, I said much later, but one's actually fairly soon. Heating up Mafia Town, we're going to need 100 pawns by the time we're ready for that level, which the route the runners should take makes it pretty easy.
And the first glitch of the game already happened. It's ticket dupe. Essentially, you take damage and then you can duplicate a ticket during the invincibility frame.
That also works on Rift tokens, which we don't collect in the run because they do not help us whatsoever. They're also in it doesn't work on Yarn, or else we'd abuse the heck and back.
Doesn't work on timepieces as well.
Man, I'm trying to think how badly that would break the game if it did now. So, this Mafia guy here is not only an auto-scroller, it's also one of the few bits of RNG we have to deal with. Every time you scare him, he'll drop between 3 and 5 pawns, and we need him to drop enough so that we don't have to worry about collecting more pawns later. EpicYoshiMaster having a bit better luck, coming out here with 31 compared to Freak's 29.
Yeah, and that Mafia guy drops a random number of pawns as well. The one they were chasing before.
He's kind of a jerk, but so that's why we steal his lunch money. How can you be scared of a little girl covered in mud? Come on, man. She's not that scary.
After this level, or the level they're headed into now, is Barrel Battle.
The first quote-unquote boss of the game. The game calls it one. I just call it Donkey Kong.
It's pretty similar to an auto-scroller as well, once you've made it to the boss.
Man, for a game that doesn't actually have auto-scrolling levels, they have a surprising amount of auto-scrollers.
Yeah. With this, the fastest way to kill the Mafia guys are with the Brewer Bomb. They do 2 damage instead of 1. That's why we craft the Brewing Hat before this level.
So now we're going to enter the actual auto-scroller part of it, where we just dodge his barrels. And by dodge, I mean stand in one place and he'll never hit you. There's absolutely nothing we can do to speed it up, so they'll just usually goof around or do something weird, like check their phone.
At a certain part, there is a spot you can stand at. I believe Freak is standing there now, where you just don't take any damage. Barrels can't ever hit you.
Yeah, tragically, there's not a whole lot to say about this part, except for just kind of watching the runners either get some nice idle animations and goof around. Mafia guy's about to come down for Freak. And one of the big reasons we grab the brewer's hat as well is to knock him out of the air early, instead of waiting for him to come all the way down, which saves a few seconds.
Yeah, Epic Yoshi's stream stopped stuttering for me now.
It's been kind of on and off. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about that.
Looks like Freak finished with a good time.
So now, Freak's gonna enter the actual first boss level, the, wow, words. Down with the Mafia. The little thing he got before then, the intruder alert, there's a few of those in the game, and they waste about 3 seconds. Only one we can avoid, but that's pure RNG, and chances are you're probably not avoiding it.
We'll explain that later with time rift levels.
Ooh, he got the double hit. That does not happen very often. One thing you gotta do is kill all 3 of those Mafia guys. You want to place yourself where you can get a double hit, and then just kill the last one. But that's really precise and doesn't save enough time that it's a really big thing.
Yeah, it's super hard to find the perfect spot for that to get your hitbox to line up.
I've only ever done it once, and that was during practice. The idea was only to practice fight skip, which we'll explain shortly. For right here, instead of going to the bar, jumping on top, and just doing the intended way to do it, we just jump on the light and get out of here.
And with the barrel coming up here, once you grab the 3rd pawn, that's the best time to throw the bucket of lobsters.
You also want to run onto the bucket with, like, while the barrel's in the air, because I swear that button's glitched.
Yeah, there's been one time where I actually lifted up the bucket while it was on the button and the button was still pressed down, ran into the cage behind there and threw the bucket, and then the cage fell and I was stuck.
Oh, that's some bad luck.
Here's a fight skip that Freak's setting up. Ooh, it looks like he missed it.
He already... Oh, you're behind. You want to reload your stream, because he pulled it off. So what happened was, Freak got to avoid not only a small cutscene with with the gate coming up and down, but he also avoided a small fight that saved about, I want to say, 7 seconds in total. And now he's on to one of the biggest pieces of this part of the run, which is Mafia Guy. He has a few attacks, and the less sandbags he does, the better off we are, because we cannot hit him during that. I think Freak's already got 2 sandbags, which is pretty slow.
Yeah, the worst RNG is up to 4 sandbags with 2 angry animations, I believe.
Want to say that's correct, although I think he might be able to get angry 4 times. There is 2 mandatory sandbags that we can't avoid, tragically enough. And Freak seems to be having the okay RNG of only 3 sandbags. So now what he's going to do is he's going to run to the right side, get the Brewer's Potion charged up, and just kill the Mafia boss.
And this is the boss skip.
We don't know why it works, it just does.
This is the part where the Mafia actually goes down.
Yeah, he went down alright, but I don't think we're getting him back. We're not done in Mafia Town just yet, we still have a few more timepieces we can collect. The runners may take a slightly different route, but it affects almost nothing.
Yeah, they could either go for the timepiece here or the Golden Vault piece.
I personally go for the sewers here, just to get that over with, but it really doesn't matter.
I go for the sewers first as well.
Alright, yeah, he's going for it. So if you've played Mario Sunshine at all, most of these time rifts will look familiar, especially this one. They're really just all position-based, nothing really extravagant to talk about.
Yeah, with like the rotating platform, it's like the brick type thing in Mario Sunshine. The first drift, sewers, is a little bit cycle dependent. Mainly with keeping up with the rotating platform. You'll see that again on Yoshi's screen.
Yeah, Freak didn't get the best rotation there. He had to wait a second, but that's honestly fine. Ooh, and he got some bad RNG. So when you get the roulette at the end of every one of the time rifts, you're either going to get a cosmetic or a remix. The first time you get a remix, you get an unavoidable intruder alert, which wastes about 3 seconds. And they do stack, or not stack. If you were supposed to get an intruder alert and then like a different one that's mandatory spawned, you'll end up having to do that one. See the intruder alert later. So once you get a remix, that's an automatic 3 seconds of loss. Freak over here is actually going for a newer strategy, which we call double dupe, by doing a, I want to say, oh no, and he failed it.
That's not good.
I don't know if he realized he failed it too, because he's not going for the other one. Oh, let's find out. So what he was supposed to do was take fall damage there and get 4 tickets, but he, oh no, I don't think he realized it. Okay, now he's headed for it.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to have already gotten all 4 tickets because of that glitch, but he had to go out of his way to come back here.
If you get it the second try, exiting to main menu is faster than running towards the ticket way over there.
Yeah, but in the middle of a race, I can understand why he just went for it.
Yeah.
That does give EpicYoshiMaster a chance to catch up, though.
They may look like they're at separate times here, but looking at the in-game time, they're pretty close still. Like the real times, they're in 2 different places.
EpicYoshiMaster might be ahead. Because Freak ended about 10 minutes. I'll see what EpicYoshiMaster ends at. Oh no, he also failed to get the double dupe, and he's opting to return the hub. This gives Freak a big chance to catch up.
Yeah, the double dupe here is really hard to get, especially with the, I'm not quite sure what it's called, but the bouncy thing. Super hard to get high enough air on that.
The type rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually what that's supposed to be, but that's what I call it. So PhreakTheMighty is going into heating up Mafia Town. We needed 100 pawns to unlock this level. And there's 2 different paths we can take. He's going for the newer path, which involves dying twice. And he looks like he's going to be okay. Ooh, EpicYoshiMaster I think failed that again and isn't returning to hub this time. Not a good time to fail that, considering the lead. Oh, he also. Oh, this is not going well for EpicYoshiMaster. If he had failed to not double loop. If he had failed to dupe that, he'd have to go find the 4th ticket, which I don't even remember where that is.
It's over near the boat.
That'd still be a really big time loss, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Freak is definitely in the lead.
Ah, that was nice. He landed on the lava, but he took fall damage instead of lava damage.
Yeah, the lava under that particular faucet is really weird. I don't think it's coded correctly.
5.
Ooh, got the loud 5. So the point was, he died twice, so now he spawns right near the final faucet. The Death Warp does not work with this faucet because there is no checkpoint after that. And we're actually almost done with Mafia Town. There's only 1 more level.
That's cheating the race. That level will come back to later.
No, you're forgetting the bizarre.
Oh yeah, bizarre rift.
Yeah, we do cheating the race, but not until the very end of the run.
And the main reason for that is we need a lot of pawns, and we don't have them at this point.
Not only do we need pawns, but doing cheating the race actually spawns us at a much better position for the finale. So that just saves a little bit of time.
And it's way easier to do with the hook shot. The hook shot we get later.
We're actually
Forest.
Yeah, we're actually pretty close to getting the hook shot. EpicYoshiMaster also looks like he's going to go for the double death. Which I want to say optimally saves only 4 seconds, but that's still a really nice 4 seconds.
Yeah, the other way to do it is hopping into one of the cannons which is pretty close to that location. That cannon animation takes a while though, and then the whole animation of flying to the other side of the map.
Yeah, death is just easier. He failed to take the damage right there, but that's perfectly fine. There's a lot of places to take the damage you need. Freak's just going to be doing a bunch of dive boosts, making sure he gets the right rotations, so we can get the timepiece as fast as possible here. Not a whole lot to say. One thing I can talk about, there is a little bit of time save that the runners can get if they if they return to hub from the slot machine here. But if they time that wrong, they're getting all darkness, and that's basically the end of the run. So don't do it.
Yeah, they have to exit out of the game and then restart the game, which that's illegal.
Yeah, that's an automatic disqualification. I'm sorry for my dogs.
No worries. After this rift, they're headed into this. Freak's headed into Subcon Forest.
Yeah, we do Subcon Forest first, because not only does it get us the hookshot, but it gets us enough pawns to unlock all the levels from Chapter 2 with ease. Freak's going for bag skip, and what he's going to do is he's going to do some, I want to say it's a sprint double jump, and try to get over to this tree, and he gets it. So that lets him skip over the Snatcher cutscene, and he doesn't get the contract. That saves a good 40 seconds. So, EpicYoshiMaster will probably need to go for it if he wants to catch up.
Yeah, and with the cherry death at the end, that'll save him another, like, 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, to explain what's going on with that is that all the levels that we do, except for one in Subcon, are accessible from... Alright, that's a glitch I didn't expect to see in this run. I'll go back to that in a second. Also, I've been corrected. It's 30 seconds. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We can access all the levels from the from contractual obligations. So, words. So we can just kill ourselves here, and then go back to the beginning, so we can do Subcon well. That only saves about 3 seconds, though, instead of having to return to hub and all that.
Freak's having a hard time with the paintings.
Those paintings, throwing things in this game is a cursed mechanic, I'm gonna be real. I don't know, it feels like they never go where I want them to, but that's probably just a personal problem.
And with that glitch that happened earlier, essentially with cherries or items you could pick up, if you stack them on top of each other, they sort of stay stacked, so they're like frozen in the air. You can like spin them around with you and they'll spin throughout the map. It's kind of hard to explain.
So yeah, now Freak's gonna use the cherry bomb to get himself killed while grabbing the timepiece. So not only does that count as being collective, but it's gonna send him back to the main area of contractual. Now he does not want to go down the middle of contractual obligations ever again, because if he does, the Snatcher will be there to catch him in the bag. If he goes down that path through any other level, though, it's fine, because the game doesn't expect you to skip that.
He's headed into Subcon well now. There is a animation sort of thing that you can stack here.
Oh, go ahead.
Essentially, it's pretty hard to get. You have to zoom in the camera, and then that stacks the whole fire animation. And then it's really bad as well if you mess it up.
Yeah, if you miss that, the fire will not go down, and that'll mean you cannot do 2 of the levels, and then you'll have to do 2 slower levels, which is Toilet of Doom and Snatcher boss fight. Which, while I like both those fights, are not very fast and would basically ruin him.
I thought I saw...
Go ahead.
Sorry. I thought I saw Yoshi going for bag skip. But...
He did, but he failed it. So he decided to just do regular Snatcher. So the whole lore of the chapter is that Snatcher stole your soul, and you got to work for him to get it back. Freak was a smart man, though he doesn't lose his soul, but EpicYoshiMaster does, and he's not getting that soul back, tragically. Now you just
Yeah.
feel slightly more empty inside.
Here in Subcon Well, there's a lot of things that can go bad for you. Mainly with this part coming up, where you have to jump through all the pipes, get the hook shots right.
It's really just some fancy platforming instead of just going up the slow way. But it's not that bad. It skips up a lot of it. EpicYoshiMaster actually has a slightly bigger time save on on the well here that Mighty can't have. Basically what happens is when you get out of the well, the contract screen shows up. Meaning that on keyboard and mouse, you can control yourself, get the timepiece, and then return to hub. But since Phreak does not have the contract, that doesn't work.
There's essentially 3 levels we do this on. There's the Subcon Well, there's the mailroom delivery, and there's the Moon Rift.
Moon Rift is a death warp. So
Yeah,
that's a
it's
bit different from the other two.
You kill yourself and then you return to hub at the end to avoid avoid getting a record if you haven't got it already, which highly unlikely.
Well, I mean, just avoid the slot machine in general and save some time. We'll explain that as the time comes, though.
So, as Jackal said earlier, Phreak can no longer go to contractual obligations. Otherwise, he'd have to go through the whole bag animation you saw on Yoshi's screen.
Thankfully, you can go through Subcom well and not have that issue. Like I said earlier, we can access most of the levels without the contracts. So that's what Phreak's doing here, is he's going to Vanessa's Manor without being told to.
The only contract we need is the mail delivery service.
And we pick that up right at the end of contractual obligations.
And here, Phreak's just cheating all of the platforming here.
What he's supposed to be doing is blowing up the ice walls with a cherry bomb, but we're good. We can just jump over them. Who needs bombs anyway?
Let's see if Phreak goes for the newer path at the end, where he has to jump through all the spikes.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. You're right.
It is pretty easy to mess up on, and once you mess up, it's hard to get out of.
Nah, he's not going for it. And that's pretty fair. So Queen Vanessa's Manor is actually one of my favorite skips in the game, and that's simply because of the absurdity of it. So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to go through the manor, get the keys, just get to the top as fast as we can without Vanessa catching us. But Queen Vanessa's scary. So we just crawl through these barrels, and we're at the top. No fancy platforming, just we're here. It was put in there by the devs because she's scary, but we know the real truth. It's because she's slow. We don't like slow.
It was one of the only levels in the beta you couldn't actually skip.
And there were 3 floors in the beta instead of the 2 that are in the final game. So even slower back then. So now Phreak can either do the 2 time rifts that he's got, or go straight for the mail delivery. Doing mail delivery now is actually slightly slower because you got to see the finale thing go up one more time. So they're probably going to see the runners just go for. Oh, EpicYoshiMaster, what are you doing? You're going to see the runners just go for the rifts now.
Yeah, that will avoid the... you already said that.
You're good, man. I talk a lot, I'm sorry.
I don't talk quite enough.
So this is either the best combination or the worst combination. Poor EpicYoshiMaster having a hard time getting out of the well.
It is pretty hard with all the platforming.
Well, that and if
everything.
you fall, you end up in the water, which also sucks.
If you press the buttons, the water level rises, but nobody does that. That's like a waste of time.
Oh, that's actually what triggers that? I wasn't sure.
I forgot for the longest time that I accidentally pressed the button once in one of my runs.
Oh. I learned something new. Not a whole lot to talk about this rift, it's just, again, getting the timing down, swinging as best as you can. Freak did not seem to get the best cycles, but that's honestly fine. He's got quite a bit of time over YoshiMaster. I think YoshiMaster just seems to have some slow load times, though.
Yeah, with essentially Yoshi, looks like he's going to the part where he uses the mouse and keyboard now, while the screen's paused. This saves time, lets him exit out to the menu instead of seeing the loading screen.
Don't know why it works, it just does. That's one of the intruder alerts that Freak just got that you cannot avoid. But if he would have gotten to his first remix on there, he'd get that intruder alert, and then get another one on the next level.
I haven't really seen a run without a record yet, personally.
The best I did, I got to mailroom without a record, and then I got a record. And the worst part is, Sar in the Discord cursed me to that. There have been runs in the tournament that haven't gotten records, though. I want to say 2 of them so far. And
that's mainly that's the biggest reason you can always beat your opponent in a speedrun, just luck.
EpicYoshiMaster over there, he was able to load into contractual obligations, and that actually helps a little bit because of the fact that he gets some more pawns than Frick can. So that just saves time later on.
Frick had a little bit of an issue getting into Village Rift.
There's a few different ways to do that. The way I like to do it is homing attacking the spider to the right and bouncing off of him. Slowest way to do it is just going to the complete right side and then jumping over.
I like to do it the way Freak was trying at first, where you just dive cancel and run up the wall.
I feel like that should be the easiest one, or not the easiest one, but most consistent.
Yeah.
So what Freak's gonna do here is, instead of platforming all around, ending up in the back, he's just gonna jump on this bell and just jump for it. You do not have to hit the button to get that, or not hit the button, hit the bell to get that timepiece, but that is the safest way to do it.
Yeah, if you don't hit the bell, then and you don't get the timepiece, you'll just fall through.
So one thing I didn't talk about in Vanessa's Manor earlier that EpicYoshiMaster will give me a chance to show off is by jumping onto the door and then just jumping forward, you'll avoid a 7-second cutscene. Again, one of those just real nice small time saves. And now Hat in Time turns into a third-person shooter where we throw presents at little kids. We're the monster here.
There is one spot where you can duplicate, get like 2 for 1.
What is happening to Freak's camera? That was weird. Now, we play on PC. Most runners you see are going to use keyboard and mouse. Or not keyboard and mouse, sorry, controller. This is one of the exceptions. Aiming with the keyboard and mouse is so much better than aiming with controller because it's slower and also inverted. It's not fun. EpicYoshiMaster is actually one of the few runners in this tournament that is strictly using keyboard and mouse.
There is, I believe, a couple people who do mailroom delivery with controller.
I'm one of them. Because I'm bad. Like, I can't get used to the way this game feels in keyboard and mouse no matter what. Freak's already heading into Chapter 2. There's a big gap between him and Yoshi. So we're getting into the final stretch of the run, but there's still plenty of run left, ladies and gentlemen.
Deadbird Studios is a pretty hard level.
Mainly one just of my favorites.
With all the, like the Terminator bird, mainly with all the birds that could capture you and send you back.
Alright, so I got an explanation for the camera glitch, according to the chat. If you jump on the scooter before you finish talking to Snatcher, that causes the camera to freak out a little bit. Thank you, After Image. Oh, Epic having a hard time getting that timepiece. Oof.
Yeah, it is hard, especially if you don't use the hook shots, which I know very few people who do that.
So the whole point of Deadbird Studio here is that we're sneaking in and gotta avoid all the birds, because if they catch us, we take damage. Freak here is going to abuse the fact that he can get a checkpoint early by jumping like that, and he's actually about to skip the rest of the level. By doing these dive boosts, he can just end up at the end of the level, no problems. Avoid the Terminator bird that catches you instantly, and head up towards the top.
Where are you gonna draw a fun picture?
Anime fan last night drew a ladybug that people thought was a spider.
Ooh, that's a new debate. Here we go. Spiders or Monster Cap?
What? I'm lost on that one.
It's not really a debate. It's ladybugs and Monster Cap.
Oh, you mean Dino Cat?
Dino Cap, yeah. But I was just making a joke where
Alright.
everyone thought it was a spider. With that part there, you get to stack the animations back in Deadbird Studios.
So EpicYoshiMaster is going to do the dive jump to get on top, like Freak did. Had an easier time with it, so that definitely helps. So those are a few different ways Freak can go. Generally, most runners are going to go straight for Owl Express, which is casually probably my favorite level. Speed-wise, it's alright. Like, you skip like all of it.
Don't get any evidence either, other than the one it gives you.
So what we're supposed to do in this level is somebody's gonna die, and we're supposed to find out who it was and why. But we say screw that and just platform around it all. And EpicYoshiMaster got the timepiece, no problem. He's headed on to the final level of Headed on to the final level of Chapter 3. Ooh, he got the Dino Hat. Let the debates begin. You see, this poor owl's dead. And your aunt's here to visit. I didn't know you had an aunt. Fun fact for both this level and the first level, Deadbird Studios, Heck has his finger done, and it's heckin' cute. This girl is precious.
Sorry about that. I had to mute my mic for a bit.
You're perfectly alright. So what Freak just did is, instead of going through like all the levels like he's supposed to, he just jumps on the button. And that skips like most of the level. You see the owl minutes there, but that really doesn't matter. It's just there for aesthetics.
Yeah, I believe 1 owl hour is about 12 hours.
Well, not only that, but time doesn't actually move in this game, it's just position-based. So we're almost at the end of the level with Freak. He's gonna dive jump to this button, and then end up in the final room, which is just basically end the level.
And there's 2 ways to do it. One way is pretty dangerous. You could end up using the key.
Like, Freak just jumped for the door. If he had fallen there, he would have lost that key, which we've seen more than I'd like to admit in this tournament. The other way is just to go the normal route by going to the left. Slower, but safer.
Yoshi is finally headed into Deadbird Studios.
So, to explain again in the chat, the reason we're seeing the 2 different timers is this is in-game time. Never mind, I'm misinterpreting the question. We just keep the in-game time down bottom because it looks nice.
Yeah, Freak's ahead RTA and in-game time, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he's also ahead RTA, but EpicYoshiMaster has some really slow load times. So now, Freak is headed into Picture Perfect, which is I'm the greatest diva in the world. He's actually going to be using a newer strat we just learned, which skips a few text boxes, but still gets us everything we need.
Yeah, it's essentially backwards from what we used to do.
Because we found it by talking to DJ groups back here, it'll cause the dog to spawn at the front, so we don't have to talk to him. It's literally just the opposite of the old strat. Which is actually kind of funny.
With that, there is a whole sheet we have to tell us all the points for this level, but we pretty much just use either one of those two systems, forwards or backwards.
And Freak is now Max Diva, so he is headed out of here. EpicYoshiMaster just getting towards the end of Deadbird. Hopefully he doesn't get caught by Terminator Bird, and he avoids it no problem. So it was kind of hard to see there, but EpicYoshiMaster didn't make it. But because of where he landed, he was able to dive boost and get another checkpoint, which saved him.
Looks like Epic Yosh is lagging for me again. Should I reload?
He was doing it for me too, you should be fine. Actually, you probably reload anyway.
Yeah, I keep everything. Reload every 30 minutes or so.
So Freak is headed into to Train Rush, which is the reason we needed the hook shot. And that's one of the big reasons we go to Chapter 3 first.
This is probably one of the most exciting levels.
The speedrunner's dream. The idea is to stop Conductor from blowing up his train by getting out of here as fast as possible.
There's actually an achievement on this level that involves beating the level without getting any timers or deaths. And I never got that till I became a speedrunner.
I tried it beforehand. But actually we want to collect some of the clocks. It's slightly faster, but we want Conductor to be DJ Groups in the tournament. Groups has a slightly longer animation than Conductor has.
Yeah, at the finale, which most consider to be the hardest level.
Yeah, it's the hardest level in the game. Don't at me. Cheating in the race is nothing compared to it. Not really a whole lot to talk about this time. Freak is probably gonna make the ice hat at the end of this level, which he's gonna use for a trick in the parade. Where is EpicYoshiMaster? Oh, never mind. He's headed back to the beginning of the level. Yeah, so he's just getting to the main part of AliExpress. Yeah, so Freak here is going to make the ice hat, which we use a few times in the run. Personally, myself, I only use it the one mandatory time because I'm slow.
Freak's now ahead by 3 levels.
That's quite a bit.
He also has a lead of 3 minutes. So if Yosh could somehow do the next 3 levels in a minute, he'll catch up, no problem.
Freak's in good shape when it comes to his pawns. He's at about 150 heat, or actually 160. He only needs about 40 more to finish the game. So he has nothing to worry about. There are a few backup pawns if he doesn't have enough when the time comes, but that's never good. Don't beat up Broomby. Freak, what are you doing? The balloons are right there. Thank you.
Yosh missed the jump for the key once. Not Freak, Yoshi.
I thought he almost put the key in the hole, but he didn't, thank God.
Watching Freak is kind of scary.
I mean, he fell off the balloon section twice. I got nervous for him. Going back to AliExpress for a second, there is an achievement for skipping all of the evidence. So speedrunners all have that achievement, unless for some reason they decide to pick up one. But that's slow. So Freak is going to head into the AliExpress Rift, which is honestly one of the hardest rifts we do in the game. That is the most cycle-based one that we have.
And getting over the platform, that's probably one of the easiest parts, just jumping from doing a SDJ over the platform. Then after that, you gotta get the 3 spinning platforms, which is harder.
Even casually, I hate those platforms.
They're like 10 times faster than every other one in the game.
So he makes the first jump no problem. This second jump can be a bit tricky, though. And he got it again. So he's going to be able to get the best cycle for this, which saves him quite a bit of time.
That's the 3rd button, if you make that. If you land on the 3rd button, that's the fastest cycle, is what I meant to say. Saves him with the part coming up where the rotating platforms are spinning, where you jump on top of the lamp and jump on them.
That lamp can be a little hard to get on, especially with the raccoons that are sleeping. I can't stand those things. But
Yeah.
he makes it on top, and he's headed to the worst level in the game, Big Parade. Joy.
What are you talking about? Have you ever seen a level so... I can't even remember the rest of that.
Big Parade ain't so great.
Anyways, get your cup... Oh wait, copy
No.
pastas are bad. Don't.
Yeah, no,
Bad.
Cyclone said no copy pastas.
Really bad.
So here's why Big Parade is hated most of the time. It's a 4-minute auto-scroller, where you're getting chased by the Shadow Mario while avoiding a floor full of lava, electrical floors at a certain point, and explosions. This level isn't fun. I don't like it.
Yeah, this essentially created the floor is lava meme. I wish.
Cyclone, I see you lying to the chat in there. Don't do this, man. Oh yeah, my apologies. 3-minute, 55-second auto-scroller. We did find a way to make it faster. I don't know if either runner's going to go for it, though.
It's essentially a warp skip, where... not a skip, a warp. Lets you land back on a button. Or near a button. If you keep jumping, landing on the wires, the game doesn't consider you landed on the ground. And then if you jump underneath one of the floating things, you get stuck and it warps you back. Be better if I knew what they were called.
So what Freak has to do here is he has to hit all the switches, which is going to turn on that electrical floor I mentioned earlier, making the ground even less safe to jump on. Freak's in good position here for his pawns. He just needs to collect one more to finish the game. So thankfully he has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and he essentially goes through this level twice so he can get pawns. With the death warp he's probably doing, he won't have to re-enter it.
He's got enough pawns, so he is in good shape now. Don't gotta beat up the room B. EpicYoshiMaster is back in Train Rush now. There's a few different ways you can go about it. He's going to just run down here and have the platform catch him. That's risky, but it's also the fastest way to do it.
Ooh. Yeah, essentially saving Room B is faster than not saving Room B.
I wish I had more to say about this part of the level, but it's just standing there. Menacingly.
Standing inside the hitbox of all the owls.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about crafting the ice hat earlier than some runners do, is that you can just avoid taking damage and just stand there. God, I see what you're doing there after image. That might be the most clever way to get around the copy pasta. So you get points for me. So Freak is on to the second to last phase where he has to hit the buttons on these moving platforms. But now he gets rockets. Oh boy, the rockets.
They're the
Oops, go ahead.
They're the hardest part about the death warp at the end, the rockets.
But Freak looks like he's going to be set up for it, so now he just has to make sure he gets the right angle. The only reason this works is that the owls give you stupidly large knockback for no actual reason, and I hate them.
Yeah, I gotta get your camera in the right position.
And if he screws this up, he's wasting about 30 seconds. Ooh, Epic Yoshi got caught by one of the crows. Fun fact, the crows are a reference to Psychonauts. I can't remember the actual name of the NPC they reference. Oh no, he did it early! Oh, Freak, no! Yeah, that's gonna cost him. Now he has to redo that last phase.
Oh. I think you're talking about... Ah, man. I know he has a 9 in his name, if I'm thinking correctly. Like the secret agent dude.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, Freak has to redo the last phase because he died before he was supposed to. Poor guy.
Yeah, this will give Yoshi a chance to catch up finally.
Yoshi's got a bit of catching up to do, though. But this definitely helps. Oh no, he did it again! I think he's gonna miss it. Oh no, he got it. Oh. So this keeps him from having to load back into the main menu, and he can just go for the last time, or not the last, but the second to last time rift here.
Yeah, and in this time rift is another death warp.
Now the annoying thing about this time rift, it still keeps the owls, but that's why we get to do the time warp. Not only is this my least favorite level, this is also my least favorite time rift. Everything about Big Parade just makes me feel bad. Ooh, nice, he made it. I thought he was going to miss that.
That is a hard jump to make. One of the hardest SDJs.
So now instead of going around and hitting the two buttons, he's just going to get on top of the fence and jump the wall.
I don't know if we explained this or not, but an SDJ, essentially that just means sprint double jump. The game doesn't let you double jump if you're sprinting, it automatically sends you into the second jump. So if you release sprint, then it gives you 2 jumps in a row.
Honestly, it's not a technique I've learned very much yet. I need to practice at that.
Yeah, the only time I really use it is on the Moon Rift. And even then I mess it up.
So now Freak is loading into the hardest level of the game, which is Battle of the Birds finale. Nobody ever golds it. Nobody's ever gotten a good time on it. Nothing we can do. But he got Conductor to win, so that saves him a little more time than average. And that's it. There's the timepiece. He's already got it. What a run. Beautiful.
Next, I believe, is cheating the race.
It is. I meme about finale here being the hardest. Cheating the race is probably the second hardest level in the game.
I've never really thought about it, but since you do the Death Warp, it is possible to do the Mailroom Rift first. But I don't think that saves you any time.
I don't see any reason to do Mailroom first. Like, especially compared to where the game spawns you after cheating the race, doing Mailroom last just makes the most sense to me. Ooh, EpicYoshiMaster actually did just go for the new tech there. Very interesting. That should actually help him catch up a little bit.
Get ready.
So, there's a few different ways you can go about cheating the race. Most runners will go backwards on it, and basically just do some precise platforming. New strats have come out. We're going forwards is not only faster, but a little more consistent. But going backwards is easier, in my opinion. And you got a first try.
Yeah, once I've learned them both, I prefer going forwards.
Okay, so Yoshi apparently is the one that found a lot of the skips for Big Parade, so God bless this man.
So he's probably pretty consistent at them.
So Freak is headed into the final rift we do, which is Mailroom. This is actually one of the reasons we play on 1.0, because current patch, this rift has been moved to the lab, which we cannot collect since we don't get the Dweller's Mask. Alright, so that's what it was. Yoshi found the strats for Big Parade, and Spy, one of the top runners, made the strat, so bless both these men. They do the Lord's work.
It's not easy finding skips. Either happens by accident or when you have a question you want answered.
Especially one that's as fairly well programmed as Hat in Time is. Like, honestly, the level with the most skips is the final level, and that just has to do with a bunch of conveniences. And speaking of the final level, Freak is headed into Finale.
Here we go.
Oh no, EpicYoshiMaster died in Parade, so that's gonna cost him some time as well. This is not a good day for both runners.
He died after he got the buttons as well. Now
So,
he's gotta
right.
wait for the buttons again.
Yeah, no, this is why Big Parade is a bad level and nobody should like it. The only reason we keep Big Parade in the run is because of Battle of the Birds Finale. There is not a faster timepiece in the game, even with Big Parade being here. Because that would either involve going to Alpine Skyline, which has a slow intro, or doing the boss fights of contraction. I keep calling it contractual obligations. Subcon Forest. Point being, it's slow. Don't do it.
You could always do Mafia of Cooks, but that level's slow as well.
For runners that are having a hard time witching in the race, they sometimes opt to do Mafia of Cooks. I've never seen it done, though.
Yeah, cheating the race is the fastest.
Oh, it's much faster. Especially since it avoids another intruder alert.
Here
Freak
you're
is-
gonna... Sorry.
No, you go for it.
Here we're getting ready for the finale slide.
So, there's a lot of conveniences in Finale. Like, conveniently, there's a small hole here we can jump through. Conveniently, behind that hole is a wall we can jump up. And conveniently, the ceiling is solid.
This is the level where everyone turns on colorblind mode.
Oh, do they now?
Yeah, it makes everything brighter and easy to see for the finale slide.
Huh. So there's a few... Oh, go ahead.
If you don't do finale slide, then colorblind mode's pretty useless.
I'll have to remember that when I learn Finale slides. There's a few different ways you can go about the Finale. The fast runners will opt to go for the full slides, which saves the most time. There's safe slides, which takes you out of the slides a few times. And then there's just dive boosting over the top, which is the safest but slowest route. 3 guesses as to which one I do. And the first 2 don't count.
Ooh, probably the dive boost.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know how to do slides yet.
I've tried it a couple of times. I always fall off though.
EpicYoshiMaster did not do the Death Warp, so he has to load back into Big Parade, which is, again, slightly slower. Actually, quite a bit slower, considering he has to see both the Time Rift show up and Finale show up. And Freak is headed into the final boss. Oh, another convenience, there's a hole here we can fall into.
There's 2 ways to do this. I believe Freak's just gonna jump for the timepieces behind.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
The other way
he-
is... Sorry.
Yeah, go for it, you can just jump for it.
You
The other way is just jumping on top of the level. Like, there's a platform to jump on top of.
So, he's in a bad position. You normally have 2 health for this fight, but he's only got 1. So if he gets hit, he has to return to hub, because he'll be soft locked. But he got a quadruple like a madman, so he's fine. Jesus, Freak.
Yeah, quad's pretty rare.
What a goat.
I mean, it's not Shockwave, but that man's a madman.
Didn't Shockwave get 5 once?
Yeah, he like jumped to the left of the map.
Like, you do not see a quintuple very often, a quad sometime. So one of the things you're going to see in this final phase, for one, I apologize for your eyes, there's nothing we can do about this. But two, you're going to see runners throw Brewer's hats at her, which makes it so that she takes damage when she's normally not supposed to.
Oh, and Hardcore Cheese found the Dweller skip, like where you, during the final slide, you jump up and then jump down back onto the map past the big Dweller wall.
Ooh, I'll need to look into that as a backup. So, this is the next and final piece of RNG. She can have a certain amount of attacks before she goes back into her shield. Freak's actually having a really good final fight, because he already got 4 hits on her before getting in 1 shield. That's some really good RNG. And he's already in the final phase. Good job.
That cherry phase is pretty random. Let's see how well Yoshi does on cheating the race.
Yeah, there's quite a few different paths you can go for. Yeah, going for the safer backward strat, which is fine. So, the lore of this fight. The enemies realize, hey, we give heart pawns when we die. Let's kill ourselves and give a Hat Kid the pawns so she can win without taking any damage. And that's what happens. Because nobody likes Mustache Girl. Freak had a really good cheating the race.
Oh, and I forgot to mention this, but looks like Yoshi has Dino Camp.
The memes begin. Freak looks like he's gonna end with close to a 52, which is not bad. That is not PB for him, but that's not bad. 51-45 it looks like.
It's not bad, especially after messing up a little bit on Big Parade and earlier with the double dupe.
Well, he actually might have PB'd. What the heck is he... What just happened there? But congratulations to Freak for the 51-51. Now the race isn't over yet, because EpicYoshiMaster is heading into the final level at 48 minutes. He could theoretically win, but I think this is going to Freak.
Yeah, if Yoshi gets the best RNG, he has a chance of winning.
So this is still pretty close, all things considered. Those load times, though, oof, they hurt.
He has like 3 minutes to do the full finale. So it's like finale slide first try, 1 cherry, and then getting like the quad. If he gets all 3 of those...
Oh, go ahead.
If he gets all 3 of those, he might not even win still.
It's gonna be close. Actually, never mind. He's at 49. I want to say this is probably going to Freak, but EpicYoshiMaster's been doing a good run otherwise. And soon we should be getting Freak in here for an interview. But one of the decisions you can make at the end of the game is if you help Dash Girl or not, because she wants to beat the Mafia. It doesn't affect anything besides an animation. Freak's being nice.
So what I do with that, and I believe most runners do nowadays, if Mustache Girl gives you good RNG, you give her the timepiece. If not, then you don't.
Well, I never even thought of it like that. Oh, never mind. It's already like 59 minutes. I underestimate how long it takes to actually get to finale slides.
Yeah, at this point, Freak's just the winner.
Dang, chat does not like the fact that you give her the timepiece. Unless you PB. Alright, I can accept PBing. So yeah, sometimes you can just get unlucky and die on the way into there.
Yeah. At this point, I can say it's safe to assume Freak's the winner.
Yeah. Let's see how EpicYoshiMaster decides to do finale. He's also going for slides.
Oh, yeah, as well, it looks like the colorblind mode is off. Everything's darker.
Yeah, so it can be a bit hard to see, but hopefully EpicYoshiMaster does not fall off.
I don't even remember what the button is to turn colorblind mode on. I believe it's F11.
Yoshi fell. Oof. How you doing there, Freak?
I'm doing good.
How'd you feel about that run?
It was a little messy, but it was okay. It was pretty decent.
You both failed doing the double dupe strat.
Oh, yeah, that really hurts.
Like, I saw that. I felt bad.
Yeah, I don't remember why I messed it up, but I've been having a lot of trouble with it recently. I don't know why.
Did you realize, like, right away that you failed to do the strat, or...
Oh, when I got the one, yeah, I saw that.
Okay, I wasn't sure, because I saw you keep going. I'm like... Because I assumed most runners would go back for the other ticket first. And then I learned something new today.
Both. I'm not sure which one's faster, though.
The fastest way to do it is to go back to the menu and try it again, but that's really risky.
Yeah, because you.
I was gonna say, in the middle of a race, not worth. But congratulations on your win. That was some good RNG you got from Mustache Girl, dude.
Yeah, that's why I gave her the timepiece. It was pretty good. That was probably the best fight I've ever had against her.
Like, you got a quadruple hit on her. You got the you got like 5 hits in them before she put up the shield again.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
She blessed you with the good runs.
Epic Yosh having a hard time with finale.
Finale is always a stressful level.
Honestly, at this point, I think he's better off just doing the dive boost off the top. Yeah, he's just gonna do dive boost off the top now. Again, this is the safest route, but there's still a hole he could fall into, which is why I'm not sure why he has the camera facing backwards. I feel like that's pretty risky.
Yeah, the hole's pretty far, but yeah, it's definitely risky.
As long as he sees the green chains, he should be fine.
What did he just bonk on? I didn't know you could bonk on anything on top of the roof. It wasn't even near the hole.
Totally right.
Oh, I believe Spy talks about that in one of his videos. There's like one pillar that has a hitbox.
Yeah, let's hope he does not soft lock. That'd be rough.
Freak, you're pretty close to your PB.
You know, that was a really good run, honestly. Like, I think if you hadn't failed double dupe and then dying in Big Parade, that would have gone better.
Yeah, Parade was about 50 seconds, I think, for me. And the double dupe was 20, so yeah, that would have been a PB if I got those
Oof.
both.
Man, I was real nervous for you going in there with only 1 health in the finale. Oh
Yeah.
no, and Yoshi fails to jump into the final boss. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, this is not... Oh no, he has to soft reset too, because he's all the way back.
Ooh, that's tough.
There's another hole in the wall? Never mind, he's not all... I thought he had to reset, my bad. He's safe. I mean, this isn't good, but he's safe.
Yeah, my run right before this, I lost to missing the cutscene trigger there too.
Oh, when the camera messes up?
No, not the camera. Like where Yoshi just fell.
Oh,
before.
that's what you meant.
Yeah.
I just opt for the slower path on top.
Same. In the middle of race, some things you don't risk. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see, Freak. Who do you have next? Oh, you've got Haya. I want to say that's how you pronounce the name, Haya.
I've heard someone say Hija, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, he has like a... He's told me how to pronounce it. It's Hija. There's like
He's
a
also-
silent J.
He's also got a 45-minute PB, so
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty rough, but anything can happen in a race, so who knows?
again, after Fuff had to save and quit, like PBs don't matter to me anymore.
Yeah, it's really rough that happened.
Yosh going for some sort of slide.
I think he went for safe slides, which at this point I don't blame him. And hopefully he makes it into the final boss fight this time. He's been having some bad luck because he keeps taking 3 damage to get on top instead of the usual 2. And he's safe. And never mind, he fell and he forfeited. Understandable, tragically.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for this race. Freak is the winner.
Yeah, finale takes a lot of practice, and even with that practice, there's so many things you can mess up on.
Like, I honestly think cheating the race is one of the hardest levels, but this one's even harder. This can kill a run.
It also just sucks to practice. I don't know about anybody else. It's just really frustrating not knowing where everything is.
Yeah,
Especially if you don't know any of the console commands.
Alright, I
like,
forgot there's a console
reset.
command just to reset the level.
I never use those, and so I take like an hour to practice versus 20 minutes.
But thank you both runners for a good race. Sorry about the way yours ended, EpicYoshiMaster. So yeah, Free. Good luck on your next race.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a tough one. I won't sugarcoat that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to practice a lot, and even then it's gonna be really, really, really hard.
Let me pull up the schedule to see what the next match is.
The
Next
way I
match
do it...
is-
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So the way I do it, I just practice all the hard stuff, and then everything I already know, I just leave that to muscle memory.
Hey there, Yoshi.
Yeah, the finale's pretty hard, Yoshi. Don't be too ashamed.
So the next match we have is going to be tomorrow, 10 p.m. EST, Pixel 911 versus Erythier? I probably butchered that, and I apologize.
Yeah, and I'm going to be commentating that with Shockwave, I believe.
Yeah, that's you and Shockwave tomorrow. Yoshi, outside of finale, how'd you feel about that run?
Well, probably one of the worst runs I've ever had in like the history of runs.
If it makes you
Oh
feel
my
any
God.
better, you and Freak both failed double dupe.
Yeah, that barely makes me feel better, but I'll take it.
I tried.
It was pretty close as well at the end there. If you somehow finished finale in 3 minutes, you could have still won that.
Finale is a cruel mistress. She steals men's souls and makes them their slaves.
Yeah, I've never seen such... I've never missed that twice, of all things, at the end.
I'm kind of surprised the second time you didn't go for the safer strat.
Yeah, I don't actually know that strat.
Oh,
I've only ever done it the other way.
that explains that.
What was Freak's time?
51-51.
Nice.
Yeah, Finale is mean to hack kids. It's not Snatcher that steals their souls, it's Finale.
I agree.
That and cheating the race, but it's neither here nor there. Hey, at least you both got cheating the race first try.
Yeah, I actually golded that split, so that's pretty
Dude,
nice.
nice.
You both went with the same strat as well. The not faster. The
Safer.
yeah,
Heck, I don't even know if it's safer anymore, just the more common strat.
backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, do we have anything more to add before we sign off for the night?
I just want to say thank you for commentating our match. It's kind of last minute, so I hope it wasn't a problem.
Oh no, that's fine. I wasn't actually doing anything tonight. I noticed nobody was there and it's like, yeah, I might as well sign in.
And I guess branching on for that, thanks to everyone who's watching and actually stood watching whatever was on my screen.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Alright, hold on. Because Cyclone's saying we'll never know. Would you have given Mustache Girl the timepiece?
No, of course not.
Freak gave her the timepiece.
Yeah, 'cause she gave me good
Wow.
RNG, so I gotta give back.
She gave blessed RNG. He got a quadruple in phase 1, he got a quadruple before she put up her shield again. She blessed this man with the RNG. But with that, that's probably going to be it for us tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Anything else? Have anything they want to add?
No, just thank you for watching, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Good night, everyone.